That's right, Matt Charlie.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian.
Good morning, folks. Let's go.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come
Come on, Ian. Are we live? Of course we're live. Another day, another live stream. You know, the daily grind, people. As usual, appreciative to you lot tuned in across YouTube and Twitch. People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. I hope everyone's having a productive start to the week off the back of a fantastic weekend. And if not, people, then cheer up. Premier League is back. I don't know if in 2 weeks or again come full time on Friday evening we're going to be saying the same things, but football is back, people. We've been here for a minute saying that with the women's Euros, with under 17s, under 19s championships. Has it really gone away, really, when you sit there and deep it? And obviously pre-season friendlies and things, and it's crazy. No one knows where Arsenal are going to be next season. There's a lot of optimism, you know. Fifth place on one hand, you would have taken that in August. Obviously, when the season transpired, goals and variables do shift. Ultimately, we failed to take advantage of an opportunity that presented itself. Now, I hope these young players and young manager with the additions learn the mistakes from last season, and next season, this one coming, we obviously have Champions League or better, and it'd be lovely to win the Europa League, the FA Cup, and the rest of it as well. But we'll have to see. Smash the like button, people. 200 likes, we crack on. Again, Arsenal news in the last week has been more filtered around outgoings more than anything. Shout out the Twitch gang as well. Check the schedule to know when DG will next be live. Off the top of my head, I'm sure I'm live across Twitch at 4:30. Any Arsenal news that obviously emerges from now till then, we'll circle back over it. But I just want to look at broadly what's going on in the transfer market, man. It's, you know, Cucurella, is it City, is it Chelsea, is it Barca? I don't know. Okay, I hope you're doing well. But as you said, big up the nation, and I hope everyone is doing well. Come on, man. Morning right back at you, man. Morning right back at you, lot, people. So, yeah, man. It is where the transfer window is concerned. Again, where is that article? I was reading, or I was in the process of eating my breakfast. I finished my panini and my cinnamon swirl, and I was reading something. Where is it gone? It's to do with Arsenal as well. Where is it gone? All right, let's see what this is saying, people. Just to humor myself and warm you lot up in the right way. The Athletic have an article. Let's close Sky Sports. Tab police, leave me alone. Arsenal season preview hazes, high hopes and aiming for a Champions League finish. Of course, anything less than the Champions League is failure. Listen, if you know, I want us to prove that we can do it over a 38-game period. I want us to qualify for the Champions League via one of the top four spaces. Fourth, you know, is probably just about right. Will Chelsea or not? Will they be decent? Whatever's going on. Some people are eyeing third. Don't care if it's third or fourth. Just, you know, same difference. Of course, you want to finish as high as you can. Get the job done, in it, really. You know, Europa League, anything less than the final / winning it is failure. We're Arsenal Football Club. We have a fetish with the FA Cup. Only Man United can really talk to us about that. We should always be trying to go as far as we can. League Cup, again, it might not be the most glamorous trophy, but those of you who are my age or younger, 27, or maybe just slightly older, you ain't really got a, you know, Arsenal ain't really been winning the League Cup in your lifetime. And to be fair with you, every time you win a trophy, it can build things up to the next level. Obviously, City have got to Champions League final. I've got to a Champions League final, winning the Premier League. But 9 times out of 10, they're winning the League Cup. One has to wonder, especially for the new and younger players, what that sort of develops, what that gets out of them. And some of our players, again, a dramatically different squad to when we won the FA Cup. But yeah, might need to go get some water in a sec, people. We've won an FA Cup. We've won the English Super Cup, Community Shield. These sort of things, you know, develop stuff. Again, if you win trophies, you want to win again and again. It's like any goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions you lot got in your life. So when you finally achieve it or any obstacle, you want to do it again. So one has to wonder, you know, in terms of building things, it'd be nice. I'm sure the man in picture here, Jesus, like with Zinchenko, they can tell these players what it's like to win Premier Leagues and be in the Champions League final. We're a long way away from that, but it's very different from when you experience that. And there should be that hunger. And obviously, every time you win a trophy, that should be there. Some of these players, not many, were there when we got smacked up in the Europa League as well. So they need to remember that. But yeah, football isn't too far away. What would be a good season? Champions League, nothing else, man. You know, we stop moving the goalposts. Edu, Arteta, the players, they all say top 4. They all say that, innit? So, in fact, even Xhaka is saying, I'd rather win the Europa League than qualify for the top 4 because of the trophy thing. What would be a bad season? If we miss out on Champions League for the 7th year in a row, it would be a failure. And obviously, I'm not asking us to right all the wrongs as much as I would love it, but if the same things happen next season, which happened this year, who do you know? Again, you've had enough time to learn. If injuries are an issue for us not getting top 4, if relying on certain players, if the absence of certain players, you know, all of these things is irrelevant because the one thing about football, within reason, it's relatively a level playing field in the Premier League. Everyone's going to get injuries. Everyone's going to have loss of form. Some are going to lose and drop more points than others, but everybody's going to drop points. No one's going to be perfect. The excuses, you know, kind of run out if I'm completely honest with you. So we're gonna have to stand up to be counted. Sorry, people. I'll be back in a sec. Well, when I say back, I'm here. YouTube's just telling me something. Okay, so there, that's done. So yeah, what would be a bad season? That's that. I don't want to hear no excuses. I can't lie, man. What could be the manager's undoing? Failing to find a plan B that works. I mean, I would say yes. Ultimately, last season, game management, scoring goals. While I think we've improved defensively, I don't think the mentality is quite there of the required standard to get there, because you look at City's players, of course, they would rather be doing 1-2s and rondo drills, but they defend very well. I'm not just talking about basic defending, you know, the defenders from their first man. And you hope with Odegaard, who he's known for his pressing, Jesus the same, that improves. But until we collectively understand that level of defending, and I don't think we're there yet as a squad, that's going to be an issue. And obviously mentally, before, during and after the game, whether it's setbacks, whether it's talking points, whatever in it, we struggle to deal with that. A lot of variables have to go right, unfortunately, for Arsenal to do things. So yeah, man, players who will impress the most, you know, off the top of my head, well, excluding Saka and Smith Rowe, because for me, I'll always pick them. You know, you're hoping Gabriel Jesus can do the thing. You know, I hope that Zinchenko can do the business. I hope that Fabio Vieira, not that anyone's underrating or discounting him, I hope he can do something. Saliba's probably the player of pre-season if it's not for Gabriel Jesus. So I'm hoping Eddie Nketiah can return double figures in the Premier League, because there's going to be expectation now. Obviously, you don't know what is said if these players don't start scoring goals. He's got the money now, he's done, he's in and whatnot. So I hope that. If I had to bet money, I'd say Gabriel Jesus, Saliba. And you know what? I'm going to go Martinelli, man. We need a big season from that 21-year-old. But Saliba's looking lit. Most exciting signing without a doubt, Jesus. There's not many players with the most to prove. Well, we're kind of at where we're at, man. I know some people want to give opportunities. Me personally, where Pepe, Ainsley, Reece, I would love for everyone to get a chance, but I'm kind of bored now with it. Pardon me. I mean, Pepe's got nothing to prove, really, because we know where we're at with him and Mikel Arteta. Like, if you stay, you're doing up your Europa League and you're the guy in that, it is what it is. No, we'll have to see, man. How will they be affected by World Cup absentees? Arsenal could have a fair amount of representation at the World Cup in November, December, which gives great importance to the depth of their squad. Exactly, people. You know, Saka, Smith Rowe, Ramsdale, even Ben. I don't know why it hasn't listed Ben White, but Ben White has an opportunity to go as well. Oh, sorry, it has said White. I don't know why he ain't got the hyperlink drip. Martinelli, Hayes. I don't think Smith Rowe will go to the World Cup unless he is the first half of last season. Smith Rowe, Jesus, Gabriel, and Gabriel Martinelli. You hope so. You hope Saliba can go off with France, Matt Turner with America, obviously Partey with Ghana, Tomiyasu with Japan, and you hope a lot of other players, man. You hope Fabio Vieira can play and force his way into Portugal plans. You know, you hope Lokonga could force his way into Belgian plans. It is what it is, people. That's 12 players before factoring in those who may work themselves into the reckoning over the next three months or so. How squad rotation is dealt with before the World Cup, before the Premier League, hits pause for 6 weeks after the November the 12th, 13th weekend will be interesting. Crazy. So we'll have to see. Our best 11. I feel Arsenal's best 11 at this moment in time, if we're playing Crystal Palace tomorrow: Ben White, Saliba, Ben White right back, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. Behind them, Aaron Ramsdale. In midfield, Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard. On the left, I'd go Martinelli. On the right, Bukayo Saka. And, you know, he picks himself up front in Jesus, innit? But we've got problems. You know, you have heard what Arteta said. He's quite confident about the fitness levels of Tomiyasu, Smith Rowe and Tierney. Those three arguably could be in Arsenal's strongest lineup, and that's 3 spots. That means some people are going to be inconvenienced. As much as it's a friend thing here, it's a family thing. You know, egos are left at the door. We're a collective. You know, it's a squad game, and people are starting to understand that now. You got to remember, you're here. You know, you're not here to make friends. You're not here to make friends. While you can make friends for life with football and all of that, we're not here for friends, bro. We're here to do this thing. We're here to try and get Champions League and other things. So whoever's got your spot, take it from them. Simple as that. If you've got your name on the first team shirt, don't lose it. You know, arguably Saka's living a great life. Deserves it so. Number 7, homegrown, England, plays every week. But if he was at City or Liverpool, it wouldn't quite be that, because there'd be people breathing down his neck. We need that. Smith Rowe plays well. There's no one can tell me in this Arsenal thing that he cannot grab that number 10 or that inverted left wing or long-term players at 8. But probably 2 of the 3 right now. Martinelli's forced his way into the lineup. Eddie, whether it's up front or off the left, Jesus, kind of the same. You know, again, there's other options and other players involved as well. I don't quite believe the Nelson and the Pepe and all these things, but you can't rule them out, really. We need opportunities. If you've got a spot, don't lose it, really, because it could be bad news for everyone. And again, having a more competitive squad, having people feared to miss out. Some players that might have played every week, you know, and you think that certain performance levels are enough, you might get clipped. Hit the like button, people. It's going to be a struggle. Well, let's get to 200 likes. So, yeah, we've got options. Obviously, Zinchenko, as well as playing as an 8 and a left back, can play out wide, even though I wouldn't really do that. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. And they've said generally the makeup of our strongest team is, I'd say so. So it's good options, man. Good options. But yeah, that's that in the Athletic, people. Transfer news is when we get to 200 likes. But I was going to read that before I came online. So I thought, let me read that with you lot. Not much else going on in there. Not much else going on in the world of football, eh, folks? What's this? Manuel Benson. He looks shit, man. What are you lot saying, people, in the comments? Let me see what you lot are saying, man. Although we're TNFC, I'd be worried about my position if I was him, even though Zinchenko's in the midfield role. As he should. You shouldn't be here on the play thing. Zinchenko, I'm not being funny, bro. He's shown great maturity from a young man in Ukraine going to Russia. He backed himself getting, obviously, it's not as a centre mid, but he found a role for him at City. Let's be honest. If I'm Zinchenko or you're Zinchenko, you're sitting there saying, listen, nobody is playing ahead of me. Midfield, fair enough. I can take it when there's Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne and all these guys. But at Arsenal, I'm coming to play. That should be bad news, but good news for Granit, for anybody else, really. You know, because as much as if Partey's fit, he plays and whatnot, you can't rule out Partey being injured and El Nene and Xhaka at this moment in time playing significantly together, or Tielemans and Xhaka if he signed, or any other combination of the two. Give Arteta headaches, make him think, oh, I can't drop Odegaard, he's my captain, he's this and that. I can't take Xhaka out, can't take Partey out. I've got to get Zinchenko in. How do I get him in midfield? Let's throw him left back. No, I've got Martini there, Smith Rowe this, Martinelli that, Jesus that. We need problems. You need headaches. You know, you need problems. Arteta needs to be kept up at night with these lineups. And then again, Arteta's got a team now. Rotate the side. Again, if I'm Tierney, I'm thinking, bro, my man's not even a left back. He can't take my spot. That's what they need. Midfield, the same logic. You know, I don't think that apart from Saka and Odegaard at this moment in time, I think people should be worried about their spots, if I'm honest with you. Who's the vice captain? Not a clue, man. I just think it probably tends itself down to leadership group. And in the last 18 months, or better yet, last 2 summer windows, we've brought a couple of young players in who have shown leadership or a certain mentality across many different aspects. I don't know. I'd have to imagine that, you know, it's the senior players, innit? You look around, the Granits, the people of that ilk, really and truly. Who's playing right wing when Saka comes back from the World Cup? Not sure about Pepe. It's a problem for Arteta. Basically, the team that played against Sevilla should start on Friday. Amen. Big up DG and the nation. I'd also say Lokonga needs to show what he's about this season. Amen. You know, I like Lokonga, but I like my football club more. Saliba is looking really good. Ben White should be worried. He should, but it's a squad game. As you see, Ben White's putting in the shift at right back. Ben White's form might be better than Saliba's. Saliba's 21, not too much younger than Gabriel and Ben White. You know, you look at last season, I think Gabriel and Ben White did well for the large parts, but there was times where both of them looked tired, both of them looked fatigued, both of them just, more so Ben White, just didn't look good enough. And the same would happen to Saliba. If you looked at Saliba in February in Marseille, there's 38 Premier League games, however many are much in all comps. There's enough games, but you should want to play. Saliba's not come on a joke thing. It's your spot to lose. You've been given opportunities, probably circumstantial because Tomiyasu's not fit. Ben White's had to shift over there. I do think had that not have been the case, Ben White probably is the second choice centre-back. I think it's Gabriel, then I think it's Ben White. But Saliba's taking his opportunities. There's some qualities Saliba has that Ben White doesn't, and there's qualities Ben White has that Saliba doesn't. I prefer Saliba over Ben White because I think he thinks like a defender a bit more. I do think Ben White is a bit more rugged than given credit for, but sometimes he does these little brazy, sometimes it works, but he goes on these little dribbles in midfield from defense into midfield, and sometimes it works. More time it works and it's lit, but when it doesn't, it's issues. Sometimes I think he does that Koscielny thing where I think he's aggressive, but not aggressive in that he likes to step in front and try win the ball and things like that. And there's times he gets turned and skinned. There's times he's had problems with that. I look at Chelsea away at right back. I look at even he done well against Kane and Spurs at our place last season at the Emirates, but got away a bit lucky. I'm sure he gave away a penalty against Leeds or Norwich or one of them joke man teams there. Again, he's still inexperienced. Again, this will be his third full season in the Premier League. We bought Ben White off the back of one full season in the Premier League where he's had his hands held at Brighton, with no disrespect, a different team defensively than us, and I think they're the only team who didn't make a single error leading to a goal last season. That's very different when you've got Dunk and Duffy next to you, and it's almost like the blind leading the blind in that everybody's young, everybody's trying to show their 30. You haven't really got experienced dons like that to look to the left and right of you. So I like Ben White. Part of me prefers him playing right back. Part of me, I'm not going to sit here and cap. I wouldn't have bought him for 50 million, but I think he's all right. We bought him off the back of one full season and a couple of friendlies for England, so we've got to develop them. You need to know how you're taking these men to the next level. Nobody in that squad is the finished article, apart from you're probably the Partey's, the Xhakas. You're probably not going to see significant uplift in their performances, and maybe a couple of other exceptions. But we're Odegaard, Jesus, Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, Smith Rowe, Lokonga, Tomiyasu, even though he's not fit, he moves like a veteran, but it's very easy to forget he's still young. None of these, Ramsdale in goal, none of these guys are the finished articles. So how do you take them to the next level? We can waffle about Gabriel. Gabriel has this, for example, strengths. What are his weaknesses? What are his weaknesses? That's what Arteta needs to know. What are his weaknesses? Again, when you hear how he's spoken about with the Brazil gaffer and Pep, they speak about how good he is in the squad, a nice person, the best defender / striker in the world. They don't mention goals. He has the ability to score goals. We've definitely seen that. Make him that. That's the only thing you'd say is lacking, And again, you look at some of these players, this is where I see a sense of urgency. They should be hungry to prove themselves in their own right. It's not that Jesus and Zinchenko aren't known in this football thing, but you're known as being City squad players. Go and show your Zinchenko for what you are, Jesus for what you are. Come and be leaders of the team. There's so many reasons to want to do this thing. So there's problems. And again, why I hope there's rotation is you've actually got some decent players now. I can understand being a bit reluctant when you've got, you already know the players that aren't good enough, but you're getting your own players, you're getting more options. You can start doing certain things really and truly. So yeah, man, big up you lot, man. The first 11 is really strong, but how much do you trust the squad? Squad, not really. Because at this moment, it's going to be like last time. When people get injured, we're going back down the level, really and truly. How good are we at our weakness and at our weakest? And for me, that's Saka's not scoring today. Jesus might not be scoring today. Xhaka might not be involved, whether you like him or not. He is, for us, a presence in midfield. Partey might not be involved. How good are we then? Odegaard might be, it's a game he's not involved. How good are we then? If the usual suspects are not there, who's doing this thing? We've conceded a goal within the first 10 minutes. Referee shagged us. How good are we then at this adversity thing? Things happen in football. Variables shift. There's not been too many things have to go right for us to win games of football, if I'm honest with you. There's very little times we've reacted to setbacks. So we keep moving. And that's not me being critical. That's just it. It's very naive to expect everything to work for 38 games. Life doesn't work like that, much like football. So how good are we at our worst? When the opposition's crowd are on top of us, when they're physically imposing themselves, where they've scored in the first 5-10 minutes, game plan out the window, Saka, Martinelli, all these guys having off days. How good are we then? Can we get 3 points then? And that's what these boys need to do. And if they can't, then boy, because I saw Villa City 2-0 down against Villa. Zinchenko, ironically, big part as to why they got back in the game. As a Gala fan, is Torreira enough to lead the title for the Turkish league? I don't know about you. You'd have to ask Gala fans. I don't know none of that, my guy, bro. I very much doubt that, man. Backs against the wall settings, bro. Things go wrong. There's literally, if you can't win, don't lose. There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes you can't win every game. Sometimes things go wrong. A ref might do something. We've just made mistakes. Can you get a draw? Can you get a win when you don't deserve to? If you can't win, don't lose. And that, until we understand that, Brazy, there's not really balance, right? When we're very good, we're very good. When we're terrible. There's not really that base level of performance. And that's going to need to be there because there's more games this season. We're going to have to see. I think Arsenal need to defend better against players like Zaha. If they can keep these players quiet on Friday, they stand a chance of taking 3 points. Need to deal with intensity. Big up DG. Do you think Arteta sees Ben White as a possible number 6 or Partey back up if Tomiyasu is back? Well, it's something you could consider, really. I do think he could play in midfield. I really wouldn't want it, but yeah, man. You look like a good team, but I want to see the new players in those tough trench games. Exactly. I'm not worried about Zinchenko and Jesus in that regards, but one wonders you drop down a level really and truly. If you hang around with duds, you become a dud. I also have to say, Arteta has had a good pre-season himself, tactically done Tuchel and a clear style of play is visible. But on the other hand, this is the stuff we should be seeing. I think announcing that Odegaard is our captain is a decoy. I truly think that Xhaka is a captain. I mean, I think it's Odegaard, but what you can't, like you're saying, Xhaka is a big character in this dressing room. And to be honest, fuck the armband. Like, everyone should be a captain. Lead yourself, hold yourself accountable. If you're naturally, and don't force it, in life, I'm sure some of you in your own football teams or in your friendship groups, there's some people who lead by example. There's some man that might not say a word, but when they say something, you listen. There's some people that just do not say anything, just get on with it. There's some people that are the conventional captains, just do what's you. I think too much is made on this armband and one leader and things. Everyone needs to be a leader. Again, I keep saying it on these live streams. You go and look at any team that's won the Premier League title or anything of significance, or even not in football, any sporting achievement. Egos are left at the door. Everybody's of the same ilk, but egos are left at the door, and you can't pick a captain. Everyone moves like a captain. And we all know for a number of years, for whatever reason, the captain's ban at Arsenal has been a joke thing. We've given it to players to try and keep them at the club. Certain people are wearing number 10s and perming their hair and whatnot. Aubameyang and Ozil exiled, Xhaka stripped of it, Koscielny being a prick as well. Yeah, man. So I think too much. I can understand why I'd be giving it to Odegaard because he seems a bit like a teacher's pet and the trusted lieutenant. So it makes sense. And he's somewhat a bit like Jesus. He's the leader of these youngies, really. So we'll have to go and see what's going on. But I don't like. I'm not being funny. Odegaard's more of a lead by example. I'm expecting you to stand up to be counted. But when we're in the trenches and we need a bit of galvanization, I'm looking at Ramsdale and Tierney for that. I'm not really looking at Odegaard to do this to get away from home. Obviously, with your ability, yeah, but I don't think he's going to go there and say, fucking hell, boys, up it. And you do see him talk. He is very talkative. Everyone just be a leader, man. But first and foremost, everyone hold themselves accountable and everything else can take shape from there, really, man. If I'm completely honest with you. It's looking like it's passion of Christ FC DG, what you telling me. Big up DG, Turner for Leno, weaker for me, Zinchenko for Tavares, big plus. Jesus for both Laka and Oba, good but not enough. Vieira and Marquinhos unknown, more injuries. I don't know, man. I wouldn't say I don't think Arsenal are ready because the midfield for me hasn't been addressed. 72 likes, people nowhere near 200. It hasn't been addressed. It has not been addressed. I can't lie, for me, I would have thought going into this Crystal Palace game we'd have a midfielder. And as much as I'm loving what we've done in pre-season and we're making moves and we look like we're in better stead and signings are gelling in, if you do the same things again and again and the same things keep happening, it's you can't really be mad, can you, to a degree? And I just think the midfield isn't good enough. I just feel Partey, if fit, is a problem. Odegaard as well. Granit is a decent and durable player, but we need someone that's going to raise the carpet. I don't think that can be done with people that are in-house. You know, if there's injuries in midfield, we could be in trouble. I think we're playing a dangerous game in goal. Pardon me. I would like another winger. I do see, as much as I'm optimistic, if certain things are not done, we're doing the same things we're doing, and we can't act surprised. Outscoring Kane is a myth, but do you think Gabriel Jesus can score more than Haaland or Nunes this season? I hope so. I really hope so, but Kane's always going to score goals. Again, you already got the cheat code at City when you've got that service behind you. I think Haaland will be all right. Obviously, you hope he keeps missing 2-yard tap-ins and hitting the crossbar. In that regard, Darwin Nunes, it's harder not to score goals at Liverpool, surely. You know, you got Trent and Robertson spam crosses for you every day of the week, so it's probably harder not to score. I hope he can, but yeah, and then you look behind Jesus. Yeah, he's got a couple men that are sick, but the midfield, if there's a weak link, where would it be? If we get injuries at, well, currently right back, because Ben White has gonna have to go in over there to do it, even though he could. You know, in an ideal world, you'd like a proper out and out left back to go with Zinchenko, so you could still say fullback. I think not having an evident plan B, if things are not going right with our existing attacking players, I think that's a weak link. And I think midfield, specifically the pivots, if Partey gets injured, and you know you're signing up for what things that happen. We've been down this road, man. I think we can make White a permanent right back who can fill in at centre back. He's not levels when you compare him to Gabriel and Saliba from what I've seen of him. Random one, but this is wild. Ajax have banned fans from bringing signs into the Johan Cruyff Arena asking players for their shirts. Good, man. Stop begging. Leave that for little kids, man. I still don't think Arsenal. I don't think so. I don't think we respect defending. You know, I don't think I think we're improved. We're an improved defensive side. We're not a good defensive side. You know, the level of, even though we finished 5th for clean sheets, it's only bettered by Man United. The only one in the top 6 we did better than was Man United. They don't have a defense, really. Well, they didn't have a defense. I'm not to belittle it, but I do 100% agree with you. I feel so. There's times we've not closed out games well enough. Leicester away to a degree, Villa away, definitely Watford away. Sometimes even against your team, Chelsea, we're in top blue in Chelsea. We've scored, and then they say you're most vulnerable when you've just scored. We're not taking heed of that. Against United and Chelsea, we could have, well, we basically did concede straight after scoring. You know, sometimes whether it's been Old Trafford, Goodison Park, or Crystal Palace at home, we've not held on to the leads after winning. We don't respect the art of defending. You look at the Leeds and Everton games towards the end of the season, or at the end of the season, basically. Look at the above. You know, Leeds and Everton got a goal out of nothing. Somebody's not following the run of Van der Beek, and that was probably their first chance. Leeds, it was out of nothing. Until we start respecting defending to the level we do, these great passes and the intensity up front, it is what it is. So I hope that is that. I hope we improve in that. But I hear you, man. DG, we need to be smarter this year when it comes to squad rotation. Amen. We should be looking to play very few of our best players in the Europa League and League Cup. Once it gets to the knockout stages of the Europa League, play the strongest team week in, week out. But the group stages relatively should have no issues. DG, what do you expect from Balogun in the future? Can he become an important player for us? I don't know. He needs to assert himself in the senior game. You know, where he's at right now is where I expect him to be. I know everyone and their nan that was criticizing Arteta for not playing him, they can see why now, really and truly. You know, was it against Brighton in the cup? Who was it in the cup? He really struggled. He's played 6 months of professional football. You know, do I think he's ready right now? No, but you know, how old is he? 21. How long has he probably been on the scene in our first team? About 19, 20. Eddie Nketiah is about 22, 23 or something like that now. He was on the cusp of things in a while, and it's only now he's starting to look like a player. So you shouldn't judge players too soon, but these things in the modern day go against them. He's only got 6 months of senior football where he didn't put up any fireworks at Middlesbrough, and you hope Rooms can give him an opportunity, really. So if he develops, he scores the goals. Obviously, in the modern day, you need to prove that you're arguably as good of a defender as you are as a striker. If he does these things, he does his thing. He's in Arsenal's first team. Fails to do that, make profit on the guy. We keep it moving, really and truly. Simple as that. So I hope so, but I don't know. I can't see the future, man. Appreciate that. Love the fact that you love the content, man. Of course, I hope Arsenal still bring in a midfielder, man, but I don't know, man. Really don't know. I did expect one. Well, expectation is probably where I went wrong in it, but I did think surely, people, enough's enough. Sure, once let me turn on this fan. Surely something's gonna arrive. Like, how much rebuilding can be done? And I know Zinchenko's there, but yeah, man. Just hope Gabriel keeps his head this season. No more silly reds. I mean, that's the one thing I love Gabriel, but that's the one thing he moves mad with. Sometimes he has them brain farts. Gakpo and Tielemans are must signings in my opinion, especially Gakpo. Very good. What else have we got? Maybe if we're really out for Tielemans, the fans are making it more difficult for us to get him because we're hyping up this deal. Tristan, you're smarter than that. You really think fans talking about it, whether on YouTube or here, we affect Tielemans and Leicester and Arsenal, what they're doing? You know, Tielemans, who for the last 2 windows we've been talking to. Come on now, man. I hear you, but come on now. You know, the fans are irrelevant to that. The man's got a year left on his deal. Leicester are playing hardball. They're probably trying to do other things. 4-2-3-1, 5-3-2, or 4-3-3. Which formation best suits Arsenal? I want to see 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 every day of the week. But if you can play a back 5 or a back 3 and have the ability to do that, especially towards the end of last season, if we could do that, we arguably might have drawn at Spurs and Newcastle, or maybe kept the top 4 fight going. We didn't. So we need that ability to play a back 3, really, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, isn't it? Really. So yeah, my man said, tired of this crybaby Torreira, man. Just dash him and move him. Brentford last season, Balogun got bullied. Exactly. Sunderland got bullied. But again, I can't expect someone who, you know, he's young and 21 and that, of course, he's going to get bullied against grown men. You try Breeze, you know, at 23's level, running part, you know, his pace, for example, might have got him out of problems. If someone in the senior games as quick as you got to do something else. So you might try and physically exert yourself. If he's a grown man, you try weights him and you bounce off him. What are you going to do there? So if you can't outstrength someone, what are you going to do? If you can't outpace someone, what are you going to do? If you can't do either, what are you going to do? You know, use this upstairs. I expect him to be overruled. Sometimes I looked at Balogun. He doesn't hold his position enough. I think he's a bit too naive searching for the ball. I think he goes missing a lot, especially, again, it's difficult, but Spurs, Chelsea, United didn't do nothing. In fact, against United, they looked better when he came off, you know. He's playing catch up, really. You know, he's playing catch up. You have to expect this. So again, like South London has said, you're going to get bullied against Brentford. They're grown men, grown centre halves, just come out of the Premier League. On top of that, they are buzzing to be there. So there's probably the culture shock that smacked him in his face as well. Is there anyone you're worried about based on what you've seen in pre-season? Matt Turner. There's not really been anything. It's just like I look at you and I just know in my heart you're not levels. I want to be wrong. I want to be proven wrong. I just think we're in trouble if Ramsdale gets injured. And I've been saying this from the summer, early in the summer. I just have this sneaky feeling Ramsdale is going to get injured, which I hope isn't a thing, man. What's good, Riley? Hope you're doing well. Why is the Tielemans still dragging? I mean, we can inquire about that once we hit the 200 likes on YouTube. But apart from that, to me as an honest fan, I don't know. I think if we get at least one out the door before Friday, do you see the Tielemans deal being finalized in time for the game? Nah. He probably won't play, man. Maddison or Tielemans, if you had to choose. We probably need Tielemans a lot more, but Maddison. I like the height profile of our defense. I feel like we are more imposing than in previous years. The lads seem to have gained some muscle across the board. I hear that, man. But man need a brain, bro. Sometimes you're gonna need that physical thing, but I just need I need a brain. I definitely need brain. Where's the galley? But yeah, just think, bro. Just think. We need to start thinking. DG meant pre-Christmas. Oh, I hear that. Yeah, man. And again, it comes down to rotation. That's something Arteta has struggled with and something that's been a problem for Mikel Arteta. So let's hope we get proven wrong. Sunderland in the cup. Yeah, he got bullied. But again, he's going to get bullied. You know, I'm not going to lie. I look at Balogun. I don't know any of this, but I wouldn't say inflated ego, but element of believe in your own hype. You know, as a young, early 20, 21-year-old, we all remember the social media antics that he was doing in line with his contract. The fans, let's be honest, fans show several times. The vast majority of them, when it comes to young players, don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're not watching these players. They're just gassing up the team. You know, the same people that were clamoring for the man to start were the first that turned on him when he looked like a duck out of water. You know, missed the season, really, because the season in which he ended up signing a new deal should have went out on loan. Obviously, probably got gassed, new squad number. You know, you all saw the video that they did when he signed his contract. at the Emirates and that, feeling like he's part of the first team, which he is. But when you get down to it, you're not ready right now. For him, just keep working. You're 21. You're where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. And knowing football, you know, if by the time you're 7, if you're not a madness, then you're overrated and you've not fulfilled your potential. But you're 21. You know, the only one that really glid through like that was Saka. Joe Willock was on the cusp of things for a while, didn't really do much. Had a loan at Newcastle, doing his thing. Eddie took advantage of opportunities last season. Saka is Saka. You know, Smith Rowe, it took him a while to get going. You remember a couple of years ago when we had the yellow away kit, he struggled at Everton away. He went to Huddersfield, shout out to Danny Crowley and that, come back, done his thing last year. So it can happen, but you're at where you need to. So I think he could have learned a lot in the Championship, but a top 5 loan playing in France, do your thing, really and truly. You hope him, and not just him, you hope him and Tavares can come back better players and stuff like that. Because if they don't make the grade here, they can make decent profit for this football club that can be reinvested to other things for players that can do it. Especially with strikers. I'm not saying he's going to be good, but it's mad how you judge them early. If you judged Harry Kane at 21, he wouldn't be at Spurs. We all know it took him a while to get going. If you judged Vardy, where would he be? A bad man used to be shit them times there at St. Etienne and Milan and that. He went Dortmund and he found himself. I'm not saying everyone's going to do this, but there's a lot that needs to be done. Look at Tammy Abraham. Finally, he's always shown his quality, and he's done that at Villa. He's done it at Bristol. But I remember a testing loan spell at Swansea for him. All of these things have made him better than it is. You know, it's a bit like everybody drawing conclusions about